little bit of offense.
I think we're going to be in for a good game. I think both clubs have got strong pitching. They're both going to be throwing fresh pitchers, so it's not a matter of somebody getting through the first game and just being happy to make it to the what-if game. I think with Newsham throwing for Manitoba, they've got an excellent chance of coming back and taking this.
And I think Popperink, who's been in this situation before, has done most of his throwing for Richmond all year. She will do a heck of a job for this Richmond club in this final.
So 7 more innings of action in front of us, and for this game, Manitoba will be the home team. They'll have last at bat, and they're on the field now, featuring Heather Newsham as the pitcher. Newsham was the shortstop in the last game and is now set to deliver the first pitch.
Yeah, and Annex, who threw the last game, she's now moved to shortstop, so that's basically, just looking around, I think that's basically the only changes we'll see from this lineup to last game's lineup.
Leading off for Richmond and hitting the first ball is Christy Otamura. And Otamura goes out on a 1-4 putout. Batting second, if the lineup is consistent with the last game, should be number 77, Joe Popperin.
Heather in basketball and volleyball, so she's just a great all-around athlete.
Her sister as well is an athlete and on the Canadian national team.
A 1-1 count to Popperink.
It'll be interesting to see as the game goes on whether the heat starts to affect these kids, because I think even in the last hour we can feel that the heat has become a little more intense. It's a little more stuffy out there, so I think the girls may start to show a little bit of wear and tear later on in the game.
My apologies, it's Stacey Hardman up to bat now for Richmond. Hardman had 1 run on a walk in the last game as Richmond were able to score 4 runs. Left field line. Heading back to third base is Hardman, and Gail Horton steps back in again.
Again, Richmond making contact with the ball early in the game.
There's a high pitch, but that, well, umpire looked like he was going to make a call, but that was clearly a ball. Heather Newsham with the pitch and
good pitch.
Strikeout to end this first
good
inning.
Third call, or good third strike.
So 1 hit in that first inning for Richmond, but they're unable to score any runs, and after the first inning was played, no score. Let's head downstairs to Dale Walters.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. Now for a parent's perspective, joining me, Ed Fedorchuk, father of second baseman for the Manitoba team. Did you get a chance to talk to her at all in between games? Sorry.
Not really, no. Just basically at the motel, that's about all.
You've come a long ways. Would you be disappointed if you don't go home champion?
No, because we've been here other years. We've taken silver both times, and teams from BC are excellent teams. All the teams here are excellent teams.
And have you had a good time over the weekend here in Burnaby?
Yes, we have.
All right, back upstairs to you guys.
Thanks. Looking finally to come away not the bridesmaid.
Well, if they're going to win a the kids out there.
Heather Newsham is our batter, the pitcher in this game for Manitoba. Newsham looks at that pitch and takes a strike, 1-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. The call from our umpire. Darren Strang is behind the...
This is actually a bit of a family affair. Heather's dad, Dale, is the head coach of the team, coaching on third base.
And put out made by Christy Otamura. 3 up, 3 down for Richmond in Manitoba in that first inning. And after the first inning of play, no score between these two finalists, Richmond and Manitoba.
Dale's been coaching for 14 years, and he's a level.
The infield for Manitoba in this game, playing at first base, is number 11, Shannon Storzuk. At second is number 18, Lori Fedorchuk. Number 44, Nicole Annick. Manitoba, as we mentioned before, Heather Newsham is pitching, and Leanne Scott is the catcher.
Actually, I think where Heather got probably some of her pitching expertise, her mother Marion was a top pitcher in Manitoba for several years, and she's a manager of this club, so I think that it's been Mom and Dad working pretty close with Heather to get her to this level.
As well as her sister, as I mentioned earlier, she's a pitcher as well, so there's a lot of pitching blood in that family.
Contact made. And the first error of this game goes to Nicole Annick as she... There's the ball to Annick, and the wild throw. Coming to bat is number 74, Michelle LaBelle. LaBelle did not play in that first game, and so some fresh blood in the lineup for Richmond. Strike 1.
That's not that's not typical what you're seeing here. She's a right-handed slapper. Normally you'll see most of the slappers swinging from the left side, and that's pretty tough to be able to slap from the right side. Kids that can do it, that's really something to be able to achieve that.
Yep.
Outside on that second pitch, 1-1. Some questioning between the umpires and the battery for Manitoba, and speaking.
Well, I guess that's always a concern with the pitchers, is that the pitchers don't mind if an umpire is either calling them low or inside or outside, or if they're calling them high. But the big thing is they want them to be consistent, so that they're always calling them there, because it makes it tough on the pitchers and the batters to know what they have to do up there when they don't know if it's going to be a solo strike or a ball.
Last night, Heather was working that outside corner very, very well. And the umpire was giving her that outside pitch on a very consistent basis, and that was probably one of the things that...
And we've got 1 out in this top of the second inning.
Now on that one, all she did was she just stuck the bat out to make contact, and she didn't have to swing the bat hard, but she got pretty good contact on that ball anyways.
The pitcher, number 77, Jill Poperink, is up to bat. 1 out, runner on first. There's a slow roller. Newsham is just going to go to first, take the easy out. Tanya Vanup will head off to second base. 2 away now, and the runner on second. Now at the bat is number 71, Patty Schwartzel, playing right field for Richmond in the second game of the final.
Well, I wonder if we're going to have a ball game like they've got next door at the boys' final. They've got a real marathon going in.
very worn-out team, having played an 11 o'clock game to qualify for that final. Going 10 innings now, and hopefully, for their sake, picking up a win here. And
our 9th or 10th game this weekend with all 8 games in the playoffs and the round robin, so he's been quite incredible.
Back to this game, Schwartzel takes that pitch from Newsham inside. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Newsham looks in. Leanne Scott sets up outside, and that's where the pitch is delivered. Patty Schwartzel sets up and strikes out for the 3rd out of the inning.
I'm here at the dugout, of the Manitoba dugout, and you guys were talking earlier about different uniforms. Now, was this a strategical move that the coaches made, and is it something that you thought about before the game?
Well, we have
Okay, we got a cool Manitoba team down here. Back up to you guys.
Well, let's hope that they're not going to be too cool from a batting point of view. They want to get out there and start getting hot with the bat. And their shortstop, Nicole Anik, will lead things off against Jill Popelink.
Well, right now, both throwers are off to a real good start, so we may be looking at a real pitcher's duel here in this final game.
We could be in a marathon of our own. There has been a few games that have gone extra innings on this girls' side.
Yeah, we've had about 2 or 3 real close games on the girls' side where they've had to go to extra innings to settle them. I mean, and that would be a nice way to finish this tournament off. Have a real close game, and hopefully whoever's going to win this tournament is going to win it on a few nice hits.
Nicole Anik manages to get hold of this one, and there's a single. Their first hit of the game.
Great play by the right fielder, trying to take that out at first. Throws a little bit late.
Now at the plate. There you get a look. He offers and then pulls back at the bunt. Ball 1. Nimerick went 0 for 3 in the last game. As Manitoba was only able to score 2 runs. Nimerick now swings at it. They're going to go to second. They get the play at second. Nimerick will be safe.
Good play by Popperink to take the lead runner there. She had a bit of time, and she reacted quickly to take the lead out.
We'll have a look at the hit there. Nimerick goes right back to Popperink, and Popperink had no doubt she was going to second base with that ball. Catcher Leanne Scott now up to bat for Manitoba. She looks at a pitch for a strike. That one looks a bit on the low side, but
I'd be able to steal on her, I would think, Bud.
Well, the one player that definitely has the ability is Sorazek, and we saw her at
she hits that one right back to the box. Popperink knocks it down, but there's no play. Infield hit for Leanne Scott. And Shannon Sorazek is the next batter with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. We're going to get a look at this replay.
That was a fairly well hit ball, and
reaction time for anybody.
Runners on second and first now for Manitoba, and Shannon Sorazek. He's got a 1-1 count.
Well, Sorazek's reputation is that she's a long ball hitter, so it'll be interesting to see if she can do anything here this afternoon.
He gets hold of that one. Oh, we've got some interference here, and contact between the runner at second base, Nicole Anik, and the shortstop,
Good heads-up play by the shortstop.
And I guess the call on that is because the runner didn't allow the shortstop to make a play on the ball. The runner's out on interference. 2 gone in the bottom of the second inning, and there's a strike thrown by Poppering.
At the plate, number 9, Lindsey Chester.
Lindsey Chester is the batter now for Manitoba.
That was an excellent play by Otomura, not hesitating when the ball was hit in that line, in the baseline. A lot of players will hesitate and allow that player to go through and possibly end up with bases loaded. Otomura didn't hold up at all.
Yeah, in that situation, all she had to do literally was to just step in front and just even make any kind of attempt at playing the ball. And as soon as she had contact,
the runner was going to be called out.
Low pitch there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pardon me, 3. 3 and 1 looks to be the call from our umpire. So with Lindsey Chester at the bat. Chester makes contact. She'll roll that one to first. And she'll be beaten to first base by number 73, Stacy Hartman. That'll retire the side. And after 2 innings of play, both teams scoreless, Manitoba and Richmond. We got a little noise going on over at in the men's game, or the boys' game.
Well, it looks like Victoria's just brought a run across, so they've taken the lead now. The question is whether they must be in the top of the inning right now.
They will be in the top of the inning, so it's a matter of Victoria being able to hold on to things and try and force a second game in their final. As we get set for the top of the 3rd inning in this scoreless game, typical of a championship final. Some decent pitching, a couple of good hits, but teams not able to put anything together.
Well, right now the pitcher's got everything in control, and it'll be interesting to see if they can continue it. We may, like we were saying earlier, we may be in for a long ball game yet this afternoon.
We're waiting the catcher for Manitoba, Leanne Scott, as she was one of the last players on base, and we'll wait a few moments for Heather Newsham to get her warm-ups in. Newsham and Nicole Anik have been the 2 pitching stars for the Manitoba team, while for Richmond, Jill Popperink is in today for this game after a great pitching performance in the last contest by Kathy Eagleton. And Eagleton doesn't seem to be on the lineup at this stage of the game for Richmond, so she's getting a complete
they're
rest.
probably resting her now, keeping her out of the sun, so that if they have to bring her back in to throw, that should be no problem for her to come back in and throw. Bud, you're probably more familiar with her as far as.
They go 4 games in a row, back to back. So I don't think there's going to be a problem for Kathy. I'm sure she'd be excited if she could get back into this ball game.
Leading off the top of the 3rd inning for Richmond is Michelle Morrison, as she takes that pitch high. Heather Newsham awaiting the signals from Mike Woods in the 3rd base box for the Richmond Islanders.
Well, Michelle had a hit last game, so we'll see what she does here.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Morrison. She sets up deep in the batter's box and strikes out. Nice pitch by Newsham. Retires Michelle Morrison. We'll go back to the top of the batting order for Richmond and Christy Otomura.
Now batting at the plate, number 75, Christy Otomura, the shortstop. On deck, number 73,
Otomura
Stacy Hartman.
Is 0 for 1. In this, after the first time through the batting order, Richmond's only been able to put together 1 hit. Odemura looks at the first pitch and takes a strike.
You can see a little bit different set here with the left-handed hitters. The girls that tend to slap at the ball a bit. You see the shortstop, the third baseman, they'll tend to pull in and try to take away that short game.
Odemura waited on that pitch, but knocked it back into right field. Kerry Logan able to come up with a catch, and there are two gone in the top of the third inning.
Logan seeing a lot of play out on the right side today.
Good contact made by Odemura, but Logan able to step in and make the easy catch. Heather Newsham getting set and delivers inside. Stacey Hardman takes the ball. Hardman had the hit for the Islanders in the first inning, but was stranded. There's a little setup in the batter's box, and now is ready. Takes that pitch high. 2 balls and a strike. Foul ball by Hardman as she just a little late getting around on that pitch from Heather Newsham. A little sense of anticipation around this ballpark right now.
I think there's a little bit of, like you say, anticipation. I think people are a little bit nervous. I don't think anybody feels too sure about what the outcome of this game is going to be.
Newsom sets up. Here's the pitch. And another foul ball just past the truck. Not quite as close as the one ball we had our way in the last game, but we've got to keep our eyes open.
Bud's ready for it this time. He's got all his catcher's gear and his helmet on, so he's not going to get hit now.
And keep the knee protected.
2 balls, 2 strikes now to the batter, Stacey Hardman. Inside pitch and a full count.
I don't think the catcher likes the calls she's getting because basically she's setting up in there, and Newsom's hitting her right in the target. She's not even moving her glove, and they're getting called balls. She's getting a little frustrated back there.
Last night they were getting those calls.
Let's watch from the center field camera here as this time Hardman's able to make contact on a pitch that was low but certainly down the middle. The key thing is to watch for where catcher Leanne Scott sets up and see if Heather Newsham can deliver into the glove. We didn't get the look this time, and ball 4. Stacey Hardman not quite sure what was going on there, but she's on base for the second time this game. And with 2 out, coming to bat will be the catcher, Erin Wood. We'll get a look at this last pitch from the center field camera. Quite clear on that pitch.
Yeah, there was no question there. She wasn't close on that one. So
Wood stepping in. She's 0 for 1 in this game. She makes contact with the second baseman. Throw to first from Fedorchuk in time. And that takes us to the end of the top half of the third inning. No score between Manitoba and Richmond. As the teams get set for the bottom of the third inning, we'll go down to Dale Walters.
Okay, I thought we'd just get a little umpire insight on the call at the bottom of the second there, the interference call. Not that controversial, but maybe you can explain to us in detail.
Well, basically, the base runner has to give the fielder the way to play the ball, and she knocked the fielder off playing the ball, so causing interference, and she's out.
Hasn't been that many controversial calls today. I guess you prefer it that way.
That's great, yeah. Better for us.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much to Dale Walter and our third base umpire, Bill Jordan.
Well, it's amazing, you know, when you wear the blue, you make 98 good calls, you make 2 bad ones, and they don't seem to remember the 98.
Well, they always remember that very small 2%.
Getting set to bat for the Manitoba team in the bottom of the third inning is number 8, Catherine Logan. And then we'll go back to the top of the order for number 18, Lori Fedorchuk. Logan had a hit in the last game, but was unable to drive in a run or get in herself. And run scoring has been at a premium in today's contest.
In the round robin, Logan actually was the top hitter for the Manitoba club. She hit .375 in the round robin.
Would it be unusual to have your top hitter hitting it in ninth position? However, that's where she is, and see if she can get a rally started for her team. Jill Popperink low on that first pitch to Catherine Logan. One of two Logans in the lineup for the Manitoba team. That ball goes up to the second baseman, and an easy play, one gone. Now we're going to look at the replay there. Nice pick up by 76, Michelle Morrison. Kind of unusual to see all the 70s on the back of the Richmond players.
Actually, yeah, normally see most clubs wear low numbers, but I think now with the trend in hockey to go with 99 and 77 and all the high numbers, the kids start to like to do the same thing.
I believe the Richmond program, by making all of their uniforms, they start with the younger kids. You'll see the lower numbers, and as the uniforms get larger, they get into the higher numbers. I know the midget clubs are wearing the 80s and the 90s.
Good contact by Fedorchuk, but she takes another strike. 0-2 count to Fedorchuk. Jill Popperink getting set to deliver to her catcher, Erin Woods. And that pitch low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Time called by our plate umpire, Darren Strang. The infield for the Richmond team is number 73, Stacey Hardman at first base, number 76, Michelle Morrison at second, Christy Otamura, number 75, in shortstop, and Tanya Zanuck at third base as Popperink gets a strikeout. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. And coming to bat is the other Logan, Terry Logan.
Out batting number 34, Terry Logan, the right fielder. On deck, Heather Newsom, number 4.
Popperink delivers a nice pitch to the outside. Fedorchuk basically waved at as it was well outside of the strike zone. Logan makes good contact, and there's a single.
She made good contact on that. She pulled that ball right down the line.
That seemed to be dipping a little bit away from her, but she stayed with it and was able to get herself a solid single. Coming up to bat is the pitcher, number 4, Heather Newsom. Newsom makes good contact. That'll get in, and 2 consecutive hits with 2 outs for Manitoba.
That's 2 in a row where they put this down either right on the both sides of the third baseman now. And it's funny how all of a sudden we had everybody was cruising along and the pitchers were just doing real well. And it doesn't take much to all of a sudden turn around the game and open up a scoring situation here.
Catching the fever.
Nicole Anik takes a swat at it. This one's going to bounce in front of home plate, but Erin Woods comes off, able to corral it and get the third out, stalling this Manitoba rally.
Woods jumping on that ball right away as soon as it got out of there.
Now, I think Anik was probably a little bit surprised, and she was looking to see whether it was going to stay fair, and I think that resulted in her not getting down there as fast. I think she had a good chance actually beating that one out if she had just broken for the bag hard.
How often, though, again, at this age, is the indecision still there as opposed to instinct? How much are they trying to think too much as opposed to just contact run.
Well, usually I'd say they're pretty good at this level, and especially when you get kids like we've got out here in the field today. I think, but like anybody, you can be a kid or you can be an adult, and you have a mental lapse, and that's what's going to happen.
We've got some cheering over at the other field, and looks like we're going to be into a extra game on the boys' side as
there's a lot of celebrating going on the View Royal bench, so it looks like they've come through, and for them to come all the way through, and if they do win it, I would think it would have to be quite a major upset. Camrose went through the round robin undefeated and actually had a pretty easy time with a lot of the clubs.
So View Royal will be playing Camrose in the Bantam boys final upcoming, and so that's both finals having gone to the what-if game.
That's a great way to finish off a weekend here.
It's been an excellent weekend for the Burnaby Association, and I'd just like to commend the job well done. And I know, Jerry, you're one of the pioneers of this organization, and I'm sure you're very proud of what's happened this past weekend. Not only having your club as a host club do a great job, but the organizers here, I'd like to commend you and your crew for the job very well done.
Well, I'll tell you, we've had some really great volunteers working. Roxy Abernathy's just done an incredible job here. And the volunteers, this has been kind of a pioneering thing for us because the volunteers that we've had working here has been incredible. There's a lot of new people in the organization who've gotten involved with this weekend. And I would say we probably had somewhere in the range of, 100 to 125 people involved with the tournament. So it's been really great. It's funny, but you look back when we started this organization 7 years ago. There was 3 teams and a bunch of raggedy old uniforms, and we didn't know what we were going to be doing.
Well, the Burnaby Association has put on a fantastic show here, and it's coming down to these last couple of games. Richmond is up to bat in their time in the 4th inning, and leading it off is Heather Gellhorn, and she's already had a pretty eventful at-bat. And she makes it even more eventful by getting that one through the second baseman, Fedorchuk, and getting on base. How would you guys score that?
I think you have to call that an error. That should have been a playable ball.
Fedorchuk a little upset as that went right through her legs, and we'll get a look at that ball right through the legs of Lori Fedorchuk. Good work by the right fielder, Terry Logan, to get it back in and limit
Logan's
Gellhorn.
the ball very, very well out there. Whether it's in the air or on the ground, she's sure covering a lot of ground out there. Great job by Kerry Logan today.
Tanya Zanet now up to bat, the third baseman. She's taking a strike. Zanet is 0 for 1 in today's game. There's a pop fly that looks like it may drop. Coming in, though, it's the center fielder, and with a little ice cream cone.
There's a lot of weight shown on that ball.
A nice job by Lauren Nimrick to come up with that put-out.
I think there was a little bit of indecision as to who was taking that, the left fielder or the center fielder, because they looked at each other a bit as they're coming in on that one.
You get a look at the replay here, and the outfield is converging, but 17 Nimrick able to squeeze it and get the first out of the inning. Michelle LaBelle, number 74, is the batter. With 1 out and a runner on first. LaBelle looks at first pitch and takes the ball outside.
There's that glove on the outside corner again, and the umpire not giving her that call. Just a little bit to the outside of the plate. The catcher likes it, but the umpire hasn't been giving him that space today.
And Scott will probably set out in a similar position again and see if they can get the pitch. There she is outside. There's the delivery. That's low. And a steal attempt. Heather Gellhorn able to get to second base. And for Manitoba, they're quite lucky that she wasn't able to get any further, as there was really nobody covering second.
I think Manitoba was caught napping on that play because Gellhorn isn't that quick, and shortstop was was left sitting in the hole, and she was a little late coming over, and that play was not even close.
Well, Leanne Scott got the throw down there, but there was really nobody there to catch it. I'm very lucky it didn't roll too far away. There's the pitch just outside.
Again, she got the pitch right where she wanted it.
3 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Richmond has a chance to get a threat going. And Michelle LaBelle up to bat.
Scott's not saying much back there, but just by her body language, I think she's getting the message to the umpire about what she thinks of the strike zone.
And she gets a strike on that pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike. We haven't seen LaBelle in any of the previous contests, or at least I haven't in any that I've watched, so we'll see how she fares against this competition.
Well, LaBelle plays in the left field position, and when Eagleton has been pitching, they've been using Popperink out there because of her stick.
Well, LaBelle's delivered here with the stick, and good work once again by Carrie Logan to run it in, but LaBelle has a base hit on her second at bat. Runners at first and third, and only 1 out for the bat of Jill Popperink.
That was a good hit by LaBelle, and that was good coverage by the right fielder because she charged the ball hard. And I think that if Gellhorn had thought to go home, I think that she may not have made it in that play.
We got to look at the hit that just went by the first baseman. And Carrie Logan very quick to rush in. And for young players, that's the thing to do. Hold on to it and walk everybody back at their bases.
Yeah, at this level, they can pick those balls up and run it in. At the younger age levels, they like to pick the ball up, but they like to stand there a lot, and I tend to see it work the opposite way with the younger kids. They stand there with the ball, and the kids just keep running around the bases on them.
The hesitation factor is no longer here.
Jill Popperink shows bunt at the first pitch and takes a strike. But Heather Newsham is going to have to pitch out of this jam. Again, only 1 out in the top of the 4th. Runners on first and third. And Jill Popperink has a chance to give herself a little comfortable margin. Popperink shows bunt and fouls it up. So the bunt is likely off now, and Popperink is going to have to try and bring her teammates home with a solid hit. In the 3 games I've watched so far, I've yet to see any sacrifice flies to get people in from third. How often does that work in the girls softball?
I don't think you won't see anybody attempting to hit a sacrifice fly. Their kids, when they're going up there, they're just looking for contact. Something that we haven't seen a lot of is third strike bunts, which sometimes you'll see a lot of the clubs putting the ball down on third strike.
There's a low pitch. Ball just going to go foul. Little contact made by Popperink, but ball had enough spin on it to go foul. Good coverage in by number 9, Lindsay Chester, to pick that ball up and make sure it didn't bounce the other direction.
I know somebody in the Pee Wee division that likes that third strike bunt, but I won't mention any names.
Well, it's amazing. We don't have the big sticks, how all of a sudden that short game becomes real important.
Popperink takes that pitch outside, and once again, Leanne Scott is really upset.
Yeah, I don't think she's getting that outside corner, but the problem with that is she's probably thrown about 5 over there. She's not getting them, and it's time to move on. She's either got to move her target in, or she's going to have to go to the inside of the plate a bit.
There's contact by Popperink. There's a catch, and just back in time. It's a nice play by Lori Fedorchuk to make that catch and then try and get the third out with Michelle LaBelle at first base.
Now, LaBelle was a little lazy going back. She's lucky that she wasn't out on that play.
Contact by Popperink. LaBelle, catch made by Fedorchuk, and LaBelle back to first base.
Good call by the umpire. She was definitely back, but it was a close play.
2 out now for Patty Schwartzall. And Schwartzall will be looking to drive in her teammate. 2 men on, 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. No score between Richmond and Manitoba in this Canadian Bantam Girls, Western Canadian Bantam Girls Championship. I'm Kevin Bavar along with Jerry Duggar and Bud Singdale. I hope you're enjoying this coverage. Leanne Scott, the catcher for Manitoba, is not enjoying the things at the moment as none of the pitches going to the outside corner are getting called for strike. Let's see where she sets up on this one. She's basically dead center. There's the pitch. And a foul ball. How much of an advantage would it be to Scott to at least set up more in the middle? And if the ball was to work a little outside, would the umpire be more tempted to give her the...
Well, the other thing she could do is to maybe do a little better job on framing her pitches, and when she's catching them, pulling them in a bit as she's catching them. But she seems to be really, Bud, working the outside corner. She doesn't seem to be going in as much as what she could.
Doesn't use the inside pitch hardly at all. The outside pitch is definitely her bread and butter, and it's almost time to adjust.
There's the ball to Fedorchuk. At first base, and Manitoba gets out of a bit of a jam as good pitching by Heather Newsham. And a couple of fortunate balls keep the score at 0-0 after 3.5 innings. Let's head downstairs to Dale Walters.
Okay, I'm now with Jackie Duggar. Jackie is the past president of Burnaby Minor Softball. And Jackie, we were talking earlier about Squint Lake Park, and I've got to say, I felt really bad as a Burnaby resident. I didn't even know this park was here. How did it come to be, and how long has it been here?
Well, the park this is its 2nd year, and Burnaby Minor Softball worked with Burnaby Park to do it. It was sort of a centennial project with Burnaby, and it is difficult to find, and it's really not on the maps yet. So it's by the Vancouver Golf Course, in case on Burnaby Mountain Golf Course, but we'll get it known.
And for people who didn't get out to this tournament, is there going to be softball of this quality for people to come and see in the future?
We hope so. We would like to do some more, but we have to be chosen to do it. You bid on these kind of tournaments, and they choose you.
So it's been a tremendous success this weekend. The only thing missing at Squint Lake Park is the lake for us to jump into right now. Back upstairs to you guys.
As we get set for the bottom of the 4th inning, Manitoba and Richmond in a scoreless draw.
Well, we don't have a lake here, Dale, but we've got a creek, except the only problem is there's no water in it, so we almost got some water here.
Laura Mimerick at bat now for Manitoba as they're looking to get on the scoreboard. Manitoba came in to today as needing only 1 win to capture this Western Canadian Championship. They're unable to defeat Richmond in their first contest, and now Mimerick is going to
that ball was well
get
tagged.
The first out of the 4th inning. It looked like she had something
it looked like that was going to maybe just fall in the gap, but center fielder Gellhorn came over well to cover.
Nice catch by 79 Heather Gellhorn. You get a look at her there in center field. And coming to bat is the catcher Leanne Scott.
Manitoba is really anxious at the plate here. The last 4 pitches they've made contact with, and I think it's time to look at a few pitches and work Popperink in this heat. It's great to be aggressive, but I think there's time where you have to bear back and work the pitcher a little bit.
Leanne Scott taking a little walk after getting a strike called against her. Popperink with the pitch, and Scott right back to the box. Easy out for Jill Popperink, and 2 gone now in the 4th inning. Shannon Storozuk coming up to bat. And you get a look at Popperink with an easy pickup.
Well, that was an easy second out for Popperink there.
Lindsay, number 11 up to bat as we've got a Storozuk is out.
Well, basically, Jill just about did it all there by herself that inning.
4 pitches for Jill Popperink for the 3 outs. And after 4 innings of play, the score, Manitoba 0, Richmond 0. we'll head back downstairs once again. Dale Walters has another guest.
Okay, I'm with Rick Todd now. Rick is the field manager here. We had Jackie on earlier talking about Squint Lake Park. Now, these baseball fields are in great shape. You were telling me earlier that you've had some help to keep them that way.
That's right. Carter Honda has donated an ATV vehicle for us, the four-wheel drive vehicle that we've had, and it's made a real difference to clean out the field. It does the job in about 5 minutes that 3 or 4 guys would take half an hour to do. So we thank them very much for that donation.
That's great. It's a great facility here. How would you rank these baseball parks as compared to other places in British Columbia?
It's a really good field. We've been around to a lot of parks throughout BC and through the state, Washington as well, and this ranks right up to the top of them.
Okay, we're at one of the best facilities in British Columbia here for the Western Canadian Championship back upstairs.
Thanks once again, Dale, and we've certainly enjoyed our time at Squint Lake Park, giving us some good vantage points to watch this game. Back up, once again up to bat will be the Richmond Islanders as they're in for their 5th bat of this game. Richmond scored 4 runs in the first game this afternoon, but have been unable to put together any more than 1 hit in a given inning. In fact, so far only 2 hits for Richmond, while Manitoba has put together 3.
Well, Bud, I think we're going to put you on the spot here. I'm going to ask you who you're going to predict who's going to come through and win this game.
Geez, thanks a lot. Well, I made a prediction earlier today that Richmond would force the if necessary game, and I think that if Woodsy's club got on a roll, they would win it all. And I'm going to stick with that prediction.
You're going to stick with Richmond.
You bet.
Well, I don't think we can all be homers here, so I think I'm going to go with Manitoba. I think that just to be a gracious host, we'll say that we're going to come through.
Well, I hate to say this,
What
guys.
about you, Kevin?
I was coming in saying Manitoba after watching them earlier and seeing some of the other games, but in that first game, Richmond got me convinced, and with that hit there, this might be able to generate something in this top of the 5th inning. So I'm leaning to Richmond.
Okay.
And Michelle Morrison has got Richmond their 3rd hit of the game and has a rally started for this Richmond team. We get a look at that hit by Michelle Morrison, just out of reach for the infielders, and knocking it down once again is Kerry Logan. We go back to the top of the order to Christy Otamura, and Otamura takes strike 1. Otamura is 0 for 2. But I think her priority at this stage of the contest is going to be to move the runner over to second base.
Well, they should definitely be looking to move her down. So we'll see if she puts the ball down.
Well, she's not going to need to because there's a wild pitch. Leanne Scott unable to catch that, and moving down to second base is Michelle Morrison. Nobody out.
Well, we've got a good situation here, Kevin, for them to advance her down to third. Left-handed hitter here. If they decide to put the ball down and move the runner to third, they'll be sitting with the runner on third with 1 out. Then a fly ball or a bobble ball will score a run.
Otamura looks like she's going to get one to drop.
The hit.
And Otamura is hustling to second base. Runners on second and third with nobody out. Richmond has the rally going.
Well, so much for my strategy.
No, looks like Bud has made the right call here. But it's still a chance to get out of this. Heather Newsom had 2 runners on in an earlier inning and was able to get out of that jam.
That's right. She was able to shut him down the last inning. So we'll see what happens here.
You get a look at the replay as that ball just made its way to the left field line. And fortunately for Manitoba, Michelle Morrison was in no rush to head home. Stacey Hardman's coming up to bat. She's been on base twice. Had a hit and got on with a walk. And Hardman has come through in the last couple of games. Going through the signals with Coach Mike Woods. Hardman sets up for the bunt and takes a low strike. How serious do you think they will take a squeeze in this? Is that
Well, I think
really a good play?
I think Woods would maybe might take a look at it, but I think he'll probably wait till he at least gets one out.
Well, Manitoba tried it last night, and it was great execution.
There's the play home, and he's out. Michelle Morrison was out after Stacey Hardman was able to get the infield single.
Leanne Scott did a great job of blocking the plate on that play. When she came in, there was just nowhere for her to slide.
So one out now in this in the top of the fifth inning. While the coaches are having a quick discussion, we're going to look at the replay here. Good work by the shortstop to knock the ball down, get the out, get the throw to first base, and then the out call at home plate.
Coach Woods questioning the blocking of the plate. Obviously not winning that argument.
Well, blocking sounds like a good strategy for a catcher if you've got the strength to do it. What could Coach Woods be really concerned about?
Well, I think he was just trying to see if the umpire was going to listen to him at all and see if he can get any sympathy on it. But basically, Mike's daughter is a great catcher, and she's probably one of the best at blocking the plate. So I think he had to be going up to the umpire a little tongue-in-cheek on that one.
The Hardman gets on with the single, but isn't able to get the run across. Catcher Erin Woods is now up to bat. She looks for the bunt and takes the strike. Runners on first and third now after the throw out at home base.
Table, please. Kathy Joe to the announcer's table, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Hardman didn't necessarily beat out the throw so much as first baseman. She came off the bag a little early because she was concerned about making that relay to home, and she got the critical out.
Hardman rushes off to second base with an easy steal, particularly with a fast runner like Christy Onamura on third base. I don't think Manitoba is going to have anything to do with a throw to second. Runners on second and third with one out. Erin Woods at bat, and cleanup hitter Heather Gellhorn on deck as we got another timeout being called. And the Manitoba team is probably wanting to sort out their strategy here. No score here in the top of the fifth inning, though. For the second time in the game, the Richmond team has put together a threat. The Manitoba Smitty Terminators looking to quell it and try and come up with their first Bantam championship.
Well, Richmond has had a good scoring opportunities here this afternoon.
We got a quick look here at the moving up to second base by Stacey Hardman.
As I was saying, Richmond's had some opportunities to score here, and it's important that they convert one of these scoring chances because there's a trend developing in this game similar to last night where Richmond stranded a lot of runners on, and in the end they weren't able to put any of those girls across and ended up losing last night's game. So from their point of view, I think they're going to want to try to bring one of these girls in pretty quick.
Erin Woods makes contact, but that's going to go foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes should be the count. Pardon me, it's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes. With 1 batter out. And runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Woods makes contact. That should score a run. There it does. And got a runner in the rundown, Stacy Hartman, and she's going to be tagged out. So Christy Otamura comes home on a base hit by Aaron Woods. Stacy Hartman caught in the rundown for the second out. Woods goes off the second base. Finally, a run scored for this game by the Richmond team. We'll get a look at the replay of the action.
Yeah, actually, second baseman really didn't have much of a chance at home on that play.
No, I think Fedorchuk might have been better off just conceding the
run and taking the out,
out at first base. As it turns out, they do get to give up a run, and they do get an out, but it's sort of the hard way. Number 79, Heather Gellhorn up to bat. She makes contact. Fedorchuk with the grab and the putout, and that will end the inning. But in the top of the fifth inning, Richmond gets their first run of the game, and they have a lead by a score of 1-0. Manitoba coming up to bat shortly, but back downstairs to Dale Walters.
Okay, Mike Woods, you guys have broken the ice first. How important is that first run?
Oh, with this team, it really doesn't matter much because they're so strong. They'll come back from anywhere. They've got a great hitting ball team. We played them 2 years ago. We know how strong they are. They got 9 hitters in their lineup. We just got to shut them down now.
It's been a long day out there for your girls. Are you going to be able to outlast them?
I think we can stay with them. I think we can. We practice 2-a-days all summer long once we get into provincial or Western Canadian situations. So our kids are in good shape, mentally and physically.
Well, they've got the first run. Let's see what happens from here.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks once again, Dale Walters, as we head back upstairs to get set for Manitoba's bats in this bottom of the fifth inning. Richmond's broken the ice, but it's not quite as decisively as they got their runs in the last game where they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning.
No, but, you know, just the way this game is going and with the difficulty Manitoba's having getting base runners on, this one run could be all that the Islanders are going to need.
Lindsay Chester, number 9, will be up to bat for the Manitoba Terminators.
And the third, the bottom of the fifth inning.
On deck for Manitoba is Catherine Logan.
Lindsay Chester, number 9.
In the hole will be Lori Fedorchuk.
Manitoba Club has hit the ball late in the late innings of the games before, and I don't think we can count them out at any time. We're going to have to wait this one out, Jer.
Well, I'm holding my breath. I picked them, so they're going to have to come through.
Chester took a ball in the first one. There's a nice bunt. Coming out is Aaron Woods. Woods tries to throw, but too quick.
That was a tough play. That was a great bunt.
And Manitoba's got something going here in the bottom of the fifth inning. A well-placed bunt by Lindsay Chester, bringing up Catherine Logan. Aaron Woods makes a good attempt to get up and pick up that ball, but just loses her footing. Showing bunt to Catherine Logan, and she fouls that back. Logan, as we mentioned earlier, one of the better hitters on this Manitoba Terminators team.
Talking to the coaches before the game, they were saying that she was an excellent hitter, and in league play, we were mentioning that she did hit .417, so she's a good strong hitter.
There's a foul ball into the other diamond, and quickly behind 0-2 is Catherine Logan. There's the pitch low, 1-2. We're here at Squint Lake Park in the bottom of the fifth inning. Manitoba trailing the Richmond team by a score of 1-0 here in the Western Canadian Bantam Girls Softball Championship. I'm Kevin Bavar along with Jerry Duggar and Bud Singbill. Hope you're enjoying this action. It's certainly been a long, hot day for particularly the Richmond players who are in their third game of the afternoon.
Well, Richmond has Kathy Eagleton out in the bullpen working, I guess, making sure that all their guns are loaded if she is needed later on in this ball game.
How quickly would you think Mike Woods will be to go to Eagleton?
I think that's a tough one to call. I mean, Jill has been pitching a very well-controlled game, and they haven't really hit her that hard. But when you're in this situation and they seem to be getting on her, I'm sure Woodsy wouldn't make...
There's a ball that looks like it could drop. Folks, oh, good attempt by the Richmond players, and number 74, Michelle LaBelle, getting up slowly after making a great diving try for that ball.
It looked like she had it, and when they collided, the ball got jarred out of her glove.
As we look at the replay here, well hit by Logan, but ball just drops in. And unfortunately for LaBelle, despite the good diving try, well, we've got a discussion here between our scorers as to whether that's a hit and an error. Let's bring this public, folks.
Well, I think I would score that as a hit. I mean, that was a pretty tough play to make, and she did get her glove on it, but she had to make a diving play for it.
On the rules of the scorekeepers, if they put their glove on it and they drop it, we've ruled it as an error. So I guess there's two ways of looking at it, and let's let the people at home decide. They can make their own decisions in their own living room.
Well, man, it doesn't help our guy on the machine as to what to put on screen. So
what we'd like everybody at home to do is everybody who thinks it's a hit, you push the H button, and everybody who thinks it's an error, you push the red E button. Thanks.
There we go.
Got that one settled.
And we'll see what pops up on screen.
Oh, looks like it's a hit, folks.
It's a hit. Well, it's not the first time I lost on a call.
Getting up and getting a round of applause from the fans is number 74, Michelle LaBelle. She's going to take her glove and take her position back out in left field. And now Manitoba, with nobody out in the bottom of the fifth inning, and has a chance to tie up this ball game. Coming to bat will be the top of the order, Lori Fedorchuk. And if they're thinking about sacrificing people across, Fedorchuk is probably the best choice.
Fedorchuk's the number 2 hitter on this club as far as hitting for average. Hitting from the left-hand side, so we'll see if she goes to put it down here.
She showed bunt, but that ball was outside. And she's awaiting signals. Steps back in. As we've mentioned, Jill Popperink has not been hit hard, but has not had the same level of control that she was showing earlier in this game.
Well, I think with the situation here, I mean, everybody's looking bunt right now. I think that they'll have a good shot at getting her at third because...
Well, ball 3 now. I think it might be in Fedorchuk's best interest to just wait and make sure that Popperink can get a pitch over.
Make her throw a strike now.
There's a pitch, and strike one as Fedorchuk tried to little...
I don't know if she could have got any smaller than that.
Yes, but I remember my days of trying to pull that stunt. The ump would have no part of it. There's ball 4.
We got the bases loaded.
Fedorchuk on with the walk. Bases are loaded, and Carrie Logan, number 34, is all set to try and bring some teammates home. Logan has been instrumental on the defensive side of this team for Manitoba. And we'll now see if she can get some offense going.
Well, this is what Manitoba wanted. They've got their fastest girl, which is Lindsay Chester, running on third now. She's quick, so if they can put the ball in play deep into one of the holes for second or short, they should score here.
There's the play.
Oh, they got the play. Good job.
Nice play by Christy Otamura to get the force at home. That's 1 out. Terry Logan goes to first, Lori Fedorchuk to second, and Catherine Logan goes to third base on the play.
Here's a replay. Otamura picking the ball up very quickly and releasing it to Aaron Woods. Great play by Otamura.
Yeah, she made a good play on that one.
There's the ball one to Heather Newsom. So the Manitoba pitcher now has a chance to give herself a little breathing room. A solid single could score 2 runs on this play. Newsom makes contact, but there's a pop fly. Foul territory, 2 gone. Jill Poppering making some great pitches. And she's within 1 pitch of getting out of this jam in the bottom of the 5th inning. Number 44, Nicole Anik, up to bat. She hits it off the pitcher. That'll score a run. We're all tied up. Going home is Fedorchuk. Fedorchuk is safe. A tough play as it goes off the pitcher. Dribbles over to second base, and Manitoba is able to score a couple of runs. Nicole Anik able to get the hit and a couple of RBIs.
It's off the inside of Jill's foot.
Looked like she could have a play on it, but it was hit back to her really quickly.
I think we might have to stand now and back to home, close at home on the hit or the air of that one, bud. Or down a little more straightforward.
I give her a hit.
Did you give her a hit in that one?
A hit and a couple of RBIs for Nicole Anik. That's her second hit in three at-bats. And Laura Mimrick is now up to bat with the runners on first and second. There's a pop fly. Looks quite catchable, and it is caught for the third out of the game, or third out of the inning. But in the 5th inning, Manitoba is able to take the lead with 2 runs and got a 2-1 lead.
Well, that inning started to look like the Islanders were going to get out of that one. They got those, they loaded the bases, but they got the first 2 out, and it looked like they were going to maybe get out of it. But unfortunately, with the ball going off of the pitcher's foot, Poppering's foot, it went for 2 runs.
Let's head downstairs and Dale Walters.
Well, Richmond scored the first run, but it looks like it just kind of inspired your team. What happened out there?
Well, the kids know it's getting down to our last bats, and hey, they're excited, and we're doing our best.
Maybe presumptuous of me right now, but I bet you're telling them right now that it ain't over till it's over, though.
Oh, no, we know that. They're a very good batting team, and it could change in one swing.
Okay, looks like we're going to have a good final here. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Dale. 6 more outs for Richmond to get this 1 run they need to tie things up, or preferably for them, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs to take the lead and win this Western Canadian Championship. It seemed in both of these games, when one team has scored, the other team has been able to come back and do something. And in the first game of the final, Manitoba scored 2 runs in the top of the first. Richmond able to come back with 3 in the bottom. And now in the 5th inning, Richmond scores the 1 in the top of the 5th, and Manitoba comes back for 2 in the bottom. Leading off the top of the 6th is Tanya Zanet. Zanet being encouraged on by the fans and takes that pitch low. Heather Newsom still looking good pitching for the Manitoba team. Given up 5 hits, but only the 1 run.
Well, so many times in these if necessary games, one team seems to jump on the other club, and they turn to be rout. We're very fortunate that both these teams have been able to contain themselves and are playing a very good ball and in for a treat for everybody here at the park and everybody at home watching.
Zanet with the hit. Lindsay Chester with the throw and with the error. And we got a runner on for Richmond with nobody out. It's Michelle LaBelle up to bat now for the Richmond team, and she had a hit in her last at-bat. LaBelle waiting instructions from Coach Mike Woods. And being one run down, would the bunt be in order here?
I think it'll partly depend on the hitter. Normally you would be looking to bunt her to move her down to second.
LaBelle showed bunt, but did a nice job with the fake, and now Mike Woods going down. She swung through that first pitch. Woods does not look too happy.
I've got a feeling that she might not have had the signal right.
Here we get a look at that pitch.
Well, she shows the bunt and then goes for the slap, and I think Jerry's read it properly. I don't think Mike was happy. I think they want to get that runner to second base and tie this ball game up before they even try to attempt to go ahead.
One strike on LaBelle. She sets herself back up in the batter's box. She swings through, strike two. No bunt attempt there at all. No balls, two strikes. Nobody out, and Tanya Zanet on first base. As Richmond's looking to tie up this game, they're trailing 2-1. LaBelle makes contact. The play goes to second, and it's overthrown. An error by our pitcher, Newsom. Runners on first and second, and nobody out.
We had a little mix-up in communication there. Both shortstop, second baseman looking at each other to take that play.
The throw is a bit low, and LaBelle gets on the fielder's choice.
Look for this situation here now.
Jill Poppering comes up now with a chance to tie things up with a base hit. Here's the pitch. She shows bunt and takes a strike. With Poppering's bat, I'd be surprised to see her bunt, but if Richmond wants to play for just one run, that might be the thing to do.
Well, if they're going to play for they should be looking to, like Bud was saying a little earlier, play for the first, tie the game, and then worry about winning it after they got the tying run across.
So you want to put the ball into play and make the other team play the ball, throw the ball, catch the ball, make those errors. My ideal spot, what I like to tell my ball players, is put it just right up the middle, what I call a Bermuda Triangle. You never know what's going to happen when it goes in there.
That ball goes to right field. Nice catch by number 34, Terry Logan. And we've got the first out of the sixth inning. Poppering unable to move the runners over, and Patty Schwartzel coming up to bat as we get a look at Poppering hit. Terry Logan there to make the catch, and one gone. Patty Schwartzel now steps into the box. And she takes a hack at the first pitch. She's out, and runners advance to second and third. Which will leave bringing in the tying and perhaps go-ahead run. The responsibility for that to Michelle Morrison, who already has one hit in this contest.
Well, if Michelle can find a gap in the outfield, you see a couple runs come across the play here.
Morrison steps in. There's the first pitch. And a strike low outside. Isn't it perhaps one of those outside pitches that they finally got for a strike?
Well, that's all that worked earlier when she was basically trying to get the umpire set up for that outside corner, and finally she's getting a call out there.
There's strike two. Another pitch, and Heather Newsom is out of this inning. However, one more pitch, and she could be behind by a run. So Michelle Morrison steps in with 2 strikes. Set up outside once again, and she didn't bite for it that time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You get a look at the base runners. Strike 3. Ball's dropped, but Morrison tagged out. A couple of hits, but Richmond's unable to get the run across. And after 5.5 innings, Manitoba has a 2-1 lead over Richmond. Let's head downstairs once again to Dale Walters.
Hey, this one's going down to the wire. What's the feeling in the Richmond dugout right now?
Well, we're going to have to come back with a big inning. That's all we have to do. We have to shut them down this inning, and then we have to come back and hit the ball.
It's got to be awfully frustrating leaving a couple on base
It's
there.
very frustrating, but we have the top of our lineup coming up. These are the kids that have helped to do it for us all year long. If anyone can do it, these kids can.
It's just a cooker out here. How's the heat affecting them?
It's tough for the kids, but they're strong, and they're drinking lots of water, and we're very, very hopeful that they'll come and see with this.
Okay, Richmond hasn't given up yet. This one's going down to the wire.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks to Dale Walters, and as we get to the bottom of the 6th inning, Manitoba looking to extend their 2-1 lead. They've got 6 hits in this game and have committed a bundle of errors, but they haven't come back to haunt them. 5 errors so far in this game.
No, they've been fortunate. They've been able to gap them out and spread them out throughout the game. So they're quite fortunate to be where they are right now. And from Richmond's point of view, it's unfortunate they just haven't been able to put things back to back so they could score that extra run.
They had an excellent opportunity in the last inning with the first batters getting on, and it's unfortunate that they couldn't capitalize.
Leanne Scott, number 3, coming up to bat. She is 0 for 2 in this game, but in the last contest had 2 RBIs. The only 2 runs batted in for Manitoba. Scott looks at the first pitch, just outside. Will be Scott, Storzak, and Chester for Manitoba in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Manitoba's hoping this is the last time they need to bat. Play second to first, and Scott is out. Good positioning by Michelle Morrison. And she gets the assist on that play. Coming up to bat is Shannon Storzak.
Now at the plate, Shannon Storzak, the first baseman, on deck number 9, Lindsay Chester.
Positioning can make so much of a difference to how easy a play looks.
Pretty routine play.
Strike 1 on the foul tip to Storzak. He looked for that pitch outside. She was tempted, but held back. You get a look at the bullpen for Richmond, and warming up is one of their players, but Storzak is thrown out on that play. 2 gone now in this bottom of the 6th.
Lindsay Chester, on deck number 8, Catherine Morgan.
We'll get a look at that last play. A nice pickup by the third baseman, and simple throw over. 2 gone.
Good clean play by the third baseman, picking it up and making it look routine.
Lindsay Chester, number 9, up to bat. Watches that ball go outside. Joe Poppering sets up. There's the pitch. Chester just rolls it down, and we've got a foul ball called by our umpire, Darren Strang.
Don't let that turn into a horseshoe now. Come on, girls. Take it out.
Chester kind of fortunate because she would have been out had that landed in play, as you get a quick look at Strang. One and one now to Chester. She steps back in. 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th. Watch that ball. 4th strike. On the low side of the strike zone, but
That one was A little bit on the low side.
Controversy. Are you talking controversy?
No, I think probably that ball had a big drop on it. Isn't that what it is normally?
That's what it is.
And when it's over their head, it's usually quite a rise ball.
Much.
You guys seem to have a little private debate going here. You're not saying the umpiring is inconsistent or anything like that.
Oh, we'd never say that. We would never say that.
But you might infer it.
Sometimes you have what you might call creative umpiring now.
Well, so far it seems, I think it's safe to say the umpiring hasn't affected this game critically, except for maybe Leanne Scott's opinion of the strike zone.
Yeah, that's right.
Chester gets hold of that pitch. Left fielder comes in and makes the catch. Nice play by Michelle LaBelle. Richmond gets Manitoba out 1-2-3. And as we head into the top of the 7th inning, the last chance at bat for Richmond. It's Manitoba 1, Manitoba 2, Richmond 1. We'll be back with the 7th inning right after this.
A group of neighbors give new life to a neglected park. And every year, bikers across the country ride for charity. These events are all part of a movement that's helping change the world, one simple act at a time. Imagine the difference you can make.
Every word, every story, every song a child hears is a building block.
It's what a child uses to grow, to form their own ideas and opinions.
You know, it's so easy to spot children whose parents invest the time. They're open, confident, and eager to learn.
The word communication can be intimidating, but it's just talking,
playing, reading stories, singing, listening. It's just having fun, and it's an investment in our children's future.
Last chance in this top of the 7th inning, and fortunately for them, they're at the top of their batting order. As leading off is Christy Otamura, and she takes strike one from pitcher Heather Newsham. Otamura has 1 hit and 3 trips to the plate this afternoon. Newsham looking for 3 more outs to give Manitoba their first Bantam championship. There's a ball, 1-1. This particular team has been bridesmaids the last 2 years, both times to Richmond teams, and Manitoba would love to break that string.
Well, this may be their year. You know, they're a good, tough-looking club out there, and they've really played well this weekend. So if they are able to win it here, they really deserve it.
Otamura nailed our cameraman, and unfortunately, he looks like he's okay, concentrating on his business there. But that was a stinger.
Well, Otamura can hit the ball, and if anyone's going to open this game up, she's one that could put herself in scoring position and maybe keep us here longer than another 10 or 15 minutes.
1 ball and 2 strikes, Otamura.
Things can change in a hurry.
She makes contact again, but right to the first baseman, Skorzak. 1 gone. Up to bat now, number 73 is Stacy Hardman. And Hardman, who's played first base in this game, is on base twice so far. 1 on an error.
Well, Jerry, we're only 2 outs away from the end of the season for the Bantam girls, and I know you've got some camps planned here in Burnaby. What plans have you got for the fall for your organization?
Well, we're looking at putting a club into the fall classic. So we're looking at taking an underage team in. Actually, we're looking for 10 and 11-year-olds who are interested in going in as an all-star team into that tournament. So we're going to be working out on Wednesday nights right through August, and if we can put what we feel is a competitive club together, we're going to take it to the tournament.
Swing strike by Stacy Hardman. And 0-2 against Hardman. Just 4 more strikes needed for the Manitoba team to claim this Western Canadian Championship. Hardman taking her time to step back into the batter's box. She's now set. Heather Newsom winds up. Contact made, but we've got a foul ball.
You know, you're talking about the season coming to an end, but it's funny, you know, season's coming to an end, and you're already starting to think about, well, okay, we got the off season coming up, so middle of September, pitching clinics start, and you got to start working your pitchers and start developing the program for next year. So fastball in the last few years is turned into you know, an 9 month season now. A lot of kids will take a month or so off right near the beginning of the school year.
There's a pickup by Chester. There's the throw. Got her. Nice play by Lindsay Chester, getting the throw over and retiring Stacy Harmon. 2 gone. Aaron Woods is the last chance for Richmond. Nice defensive play by number 9, Lindsay Chester, and despite the 5 errors made by Manitoba, we're within the 1 out of this Western Canadian Championship. A nice stretch also by the first baseman, number 11, Shannon Storza. Aaron Woods is the last chance here for the Richmond Islanders. Woods shows bunt and takes it outside.
Well, we're 3 strikes away. We'll see if Richmond can hang on and get something going for themselves here.
Certainly, it's between Woods and Heather Gellhorn. Those are the 2 you'd love to have up for you at this stage of the game.
They got the right kids coming up.
Woods makes contact, but heads it over to the other diamond.
Well, everybody's really happy with our facility here, but Bud's with the Delta organization, and they just finished, or they're just in the process of finishing building an incredible facility out there. And you people, your organization's done an incredible job.
We've got contact here by Woods. There's the play. Strozak has the out. Manitoba takes the Western Canadian Championship.
That was a great ball game. I think both these clubs have really played well this afternoon, and it's too bad, you know, it's an old cliche, but it's too bad one of these teams had to lose. They both have played really well.
Terminators able to take this 2-1 victory after scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. And we get a look at this last out. Ball goes down to first base, and Storozak's able to pick it up, and the celebration begins.
Well, the Manitoba club's had an excellent tournament all weekend, and I think they deserve this championship very much so, and congratulations to their club.
So the final score in this Western Canadian Bantam Championship, the Manitoba Terminators 2, the Richmond Islanders 1. We'll be back with some final comments right after this.
At Participaction, we've been out talking to some very special Canadians, finding out why active living gets them involved. For Ryan Leeworthy, it's an opportunity for leadership.
Being active, I meet people, I talk to people. My big problem was I couldn't talk. I would never talk. I was very shy. It's weird that talking, active stuff helped me talk. I don't understand that, but it works.
You can choose the activity that gets you involved.
I met a lot of my friends doing that. If I wasn't so active, I'd probably be sitting home in my room doing nothing.
For the Thompsons and their friends, activity helps them get the most out of life.
I would rather wear out than rust out. I think I like to approach old age with thinking that I can always keep going right till the very last day.
A little regular physical activity isn't just good for the body, it can make you feel part of things. After a walk, mixing with friends creates a sense of community.
Do things that involve others. And did I say think young? That's about the best advice I could give anyone.
Active living, a great way to get involved and get into the swing of things. Participaction, moving your way every day.
Think about that, Bud. And then...
Okay, welcome back, everybody. I'm here with the winning team, Manitoba. Apparently they have something to say. Now the girls said they had something to say.
Catherine. We're the Terminators from way out west. We came out here to beat the best. We climbed your mountains oh so bold, but now we're here to steal your gold.
Okay, now let me talk to one of the coaches here. Was there any doubt in your mind after that first game that they were going to win it?
No, we came here to win it.
Right.
We hear it all the time.
Obviously, you're proud of all these girls. Any particular players that stand out in mind?
Well, I guess I'm most proud of the original five that have played with us for 8 years now, and you know, they've played together a long time. I'm happy for everybody.
Okay, the score once again: Manitoba 2, Richmond 1. Manitoba is the Western Canadian Bantam champions. For everyone at Burnaby Cable 4, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.